Kicking it with KeKe. Kicking it with KeKe. Kicking it with KeKe. Full of personalities. Switching up the storyline on God, we making history.
Writing books, changing lives, one day at a time. Put your problems to the side. Enjoy yourself. Free your mind.
Kicking it with KeKe.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to an episode of Kicking It with KeKe. I am your host, author KeKe Chanel. I'm also a blogger and a life coach. Today, I am joined with my special guest, Tiffany D. Young, and we are talking about self-love today, guys. Self-love, the importance of self-love. Tiffany, how are you today?
I am good. How are you doing?
I am good. Although I have the flu, I am good.
But you know what? You look good. That's all that matters.
Hey, I'm trying. So let's get into it. Self-love.
Okay.
What does self-love mean to you?
Self-love to me is where it's not, most people think it's all about them, but
Mhm.
self-love is just loving everyone else as well, loving them as you see them. I feel um, always taking care of yourself, number one, and being able to be there for others, but not overdoing
Right.
it. That's how I feel.
Right. And I feel like self-love is the best love, and you have to take care of yourself and pour into yourself because you can't help anyone else if you're at your lowest. So you
Exactly.
always have to be able to refill your cup, so to speak,
Exactly.
and surround
Exactly.
yourself with people that will refill your cup when you need that refill.
Exactly.
Um, Self-love is the epitome of having compassion and empathy and happiness and joy of self first and
Yes.
foremost in order
Absolutely.
to radiate that into the universe and give that to someone else.
Yes.
If you had to describe a daily practice of self-love for Tiffany, what would that be?
Now I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. I'm
Okay,
gonna
hey,
tell
look,
the
we
truth.
kicking it today. We kicking it with Kiki, and I don't want you to lie at all.
Before it was, opening my eyes. When you're laying in the bed, you go, "Thank you, Jesus, for this day," and I would get up and I would start my day.
Mhm.
That's how it usually was. But now, recently, since we've been dealing with a lot of stuff in our lives, both physically, emotionally, and mentally, I have been getting up. I have been saying a prayer. I have been listening to affirmation books. I
Mhm.
have been trying to keep my mind focused on things that I need to do for myself daily. So that's like when I get up and after I do that, I write a list of everything I need to do for the day. And to me, that's fulfilling because I know I just got up and I did one, two, three. Those are the first three things on my list that I did.
Yeah,
So I feel accomplished. I
right.
feel accomplished when I say, okay, I made up the bed. I said, thank you, Jesus. I listened to my affirmation tapes and I wrote my schedule down for the day. That's what it's like for me. I feel accomplished when I do things like that.
Yeah, and I'm all about the sticky notes. I have sticky notes everywhere. I write down everything because I like to have that sense of accomplishment. And for me, self-love is I wake up each morning. I thank God for the new day to experience it in a different way, and I
Absolutely.
just go through and sit with myself for a little bit. Just sit
Oh,
with
yeah.
myself, just to take a couple of deep breaths and
Oh,
exhale
yeah.
and go from there moment to moment because I try not to make a whole lot of plans because we already know 2020 just like
Absolutely.
yeah,
It takes
so
you to
it's
a
it's good.
whole
I
other
tell
direction.
right. I tell everybody it's good to make set goals and things like that, but be realistic to the point where you're not setting yourself up for self-sabotage or to,
Absolutely.
you know, make it seem like you're not accomplishing anything by being so
Oh
over
yeah.
the top. Because,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, practicing self-love, that's like, okay, I'm gonna eat better today.
Mm-hmm.
I won't watch this television show that gets me to the point where I'm feeling hopeless or unloved. I won't watch that today. I'll save that for another day. Or I won't watch it again. Or listening to some music that will to bring you back to your happy-go-lucky self, instead of
Absolutely.
listening to some stuff that's gonna make you like, oh my God, I want to kill everybody today.
You know what? I have just gotten in the habit of not watching too much TV or not listening to too much of the news or music at that too. And you may think it's weird, but all these different things affects your emotions. It affects how you think. And just like you say, you have that alone time. Oh yeah, I definitely have that alone time. I have my coffee. I sit there and I turn. You know, I can't go without my coffee. Don't laugh at
Yeah,
me.
listen, I wasn't gonna say nothing about that, but hey, Tiffany loves her coffee, y'all. Yeah, she loves her coffee. That's like one of her self-love practices. Every day she gotta have a coffee.
Absolutely. If I don't, I feel sorry for you that day. No, I'm just playing. No, but I do have that time. I just come to realization, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest. I listened to "Declare War on Yourself" by, I believe it's Mark Summers, and he talks a lot about the mindset, and he talks a lot about uh, making yourself better than what you were before, not making excuses, not sucking things and people into your life that's negative for you. And I've started to notice, like, some of the things that we watch on TV, some of the music that we listen to, it affects your mood, it affects how you think, it affects how you act. And I've gotten into the habit of just, taking a little bit in at a time. And I feel that it doesn't work for everybody, but I feel that it works better for me because I'm them, one of the people, and that suffers from a disorder, a mood disorder.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm not afraid to say that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
It's taken me a long time to accept the fact that I am in the situation that I am because, I have the mood disorder. The mood disorder don't have me. You
Right.
know what
Right.
I'm saying? So, um, it's gotten me to, I know what triggers me.
Mm-hmm.
I know what triggers me. I know what affects me emotionally. I know what causes me anxiety. I know the signs.
Right.
So listening to him uh, has given me a stability that I haven't had before. Now, I'm not saying go get the book and make sure you just listen to it. I'm not saying that. It helped me, it was passed down to me from my brother. So I actually listened to it, and I've been reading other types of books that's, self-love, self-care. Make sure you put yourself first. You can love everybody else, but don't forget yourself type books. So I've been, you have to really watch what you take in, the music, the movies, the news. You have to really watch what you take in.
You really do. And I was fussing with these headphones because I don't know, they just
They don't like you today. We're gonna get you some new ones.
look, they just don't want to work with me today. But y'all forgive me for them headphones. But you're
If you
absolutely
can't
right.
hear me, I will speak louder.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. I just wanted to make sure that we didn't have a lot of background noise and stuff like this, but
Okay.
we're fine.
Okay. Okay.
Um, it is definitely it's all about what you put inside yourself because I'm a firm believer, and I didn't always love myself, and I'm writing a memoir about it, my journey to find self-love. I always felt like not that I wasn't loved, I just felt like I wasn't deserving of that love because it was something subconsciously that was keeping me bound. And until I decided I'm gonna let go of what I'm holding on to, I became a better person. I became a better me, focusing on what's important, taking care of my body. Yeah, we all fall off sometimes because we'll get in that rut where, okay, I'm gonna eat these burgers and I'm gonna eat burgers every day, whatever. But as you want better, you do better, and it reflects in
Absolutely.
your life and people see that. So I believe that, self-love it's a trickling effect, because you ever been in a room and you walked in the room and the energy just shifted?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have. I have. I don't even know a person that has never walked into a room and haven't felt like, is they looking at me? Is they thinking about me? Like, what's going on? Yes.
Yeah. So I look at it as, if I take care of myself, and if I exude that confidence and that boldness and that fearlessness, then when I enter a room, that is going to, like, just go flow off of me into that whole
Absolutely.
atmosphere. So
Yeah.
now I'm very conscious of the things that I put inside my body, of the things that I, listen to, and the things that I accept from people, because you don't have to sit there and listen to certain things that you don't want to. Stop worrying about the things that you have no control over, because those things going to be there regardless. And
Yeah.
if it has nothing to do with you, you're doing yourself a disservice by letting it suck you into that. And
Absolutely.
we have, it's too much going on in this world today, girl, to be getting sucked into some mess that don't have nothing to do with us.
Girl, I know. And you know what? It's just like currently in my situation right now, um, just gonna be honest. I am not a person that likes to disappoint others.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a person that likes people to be upset. But I'm working on that. I'm working on myself. I'm working on being able to say, look, you know what, girl? I'm looking at you right here. You is 37 years old. You need to get it together. We need to work on it together. I'm in that point. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. And to be honest about it, it's a lot more stressful than people think it is to actually step away from what you're used to and how people feel that you should be when you're really not that person that they feel you should be.
Right.
And you have that person inside of you trying to claw out
Mm-hmm.
and, say, hey, I'm not going to take this. You can't make me be this way.
Right.
But if you got that person like, okay, well, maybe you should sit back and think about what they're saying. Maybe you should understand they're doing it for you. It's not about them.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I got that little part of me that just want to be like, you need to, if you don't go right now, like I'm trying to hold the everything in and not get to you like I want to. But
But do you
I
believe that holding stuff in is a negative effect of self-love though?
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree.
I think when you don't speak your mind and you worry about how others will feel if you say your truth or if you say how you feel, that it'll hurt them. But
Mm-hmm.
when you think about it, okay, if you hurt them, they hurting you right now.
Yeah, and it is all about how you deliver. The
Oh
delivery,
yeah,
because
yeah.
they may have cruel intentions toward you, but the person
Mhm.
that you are will not allow you to speak to them in that harsh tone or in
Oh,
a negative.
sometimes it's hard. It's
Oh, it's
hard.
listen. I'm not gonna tell no. I'm not. Whatever comes up comes out for me.
Exactly.
My parents always say, "You just say anything."
Right?
But
My mom says that too. She said, I don't know what kind of kids I got because y'all say anything that come to you.
I
She
mean, it's a
always said,
blessing and a curse, because not everybody can take that type of personality. Like the people that
exactly.
have known me the longest, they get that. And me and you, we have only been like friends for what, the last couple of years. And I think
Hmm.
you could get that from me. Like, we connected on social media,
Absolutely.
and
I
and
don't even know, girl. You contacted me and that was it. We've been tight since then. You
I
know what
know,
I'm
right?
saying? It's like, hey, I love it. I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful to God because
Right,
when on
right.
my days I'd be like, KeKe. Like,
Right.
girl, what you doing? I need to talk to you.
Yes. Yes. So I believe, self-love comes with having that mindset to do better by yourself, like to do
Exactly.
good by yourself,
Exactly.
you know, pouring into yourself, loving on yourself. Don't give anybody the opportunity to make you happy if you can't make yourself happy. Because if
Exactly.
you don't know what makes you happy, then how can you how can you accept that from someone else if you don't really know? And that's
Absolutely.
where I think a lot of people they put on this facade and become someone that they're not because they don't
It's
really know
absolutely true.
themselves.
It's easy. It's
Mhm.
so easy to do it. It's easy to say, "Oh, I like her attitude, so I'm just gonna take that attitude, put it into my own little thing, and I'm and
Mhm.
it's just like you don't want to be nobody else but your authentic self, and
Right.
it's hard for a lot of people. It's hard. Like if you have um if you feel like I feel sometimes like hurting others, and you know that you're not raised to to make other people feel bad, even if they're making you feel bad. It's so hard. It's
Mhm.
so hard to just to step out of that moment and be like, look, I'm not gonna deal with this. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. And,
But you
because
ain't
that's
gonna damn do.
right, exactly. But see, that's your real self, though. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Your real self is trying to come out and say, you what you're not gonna do is,
Mhm.
but you find yourself being this person that, okay, I'm just gonna listen to everything they have to say. I'm not gonna say nothing, even if it makes me cry. I'm just not gonna do anything. But yourself is like, knock knock. Can you let me out now?
Yes.
Can you? I just got a few things that I want to say. Just
Yeah.
can you open the gate? And it's so hard. It's so hard because I feel like I would be being mean, but I'm working on it. I'm
Yeah.
working on it, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot.
It does, because I've been there. I've been there where I sit in my feelings instead of expressing myself, and that not realizing that it was doing more hurt to me than to anybody else. So
Hmm.
I think when I got to the point where I'm like, it's either KeKe or nothing.
Exactly.
And I was mean for a moment. I was selfish and I was mean for a moment because I
Mhm.
felt like I had compromised myself so long that I
Yeah.
wasn't doing it again. Like I loved
Mhm.
myself that much where I didn't care if what I said hurt anybody's feelings. I didn't care if did nobody like what I had to say. And then I got humbled real quick because
Yeah.
God is like, okay, let me take you down a notch because you can't go through life. Yeah, you love yourself, but you can't go through life loving yourself above everything else. And then you
Exactly.
you then you pushing people away because they don't like that negative attitude that you have.
Right. So
So
how did you come out? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. How did you come out of that? Like, what did you do when God spoke to you like that? How did you simmer down? What do you think?
I think I lost my great grandmother during that time, and I was had just started a job, and I was living in Dallas, Texas, and they were not wanting to let me go home, like take the days off to go home to be there. And I had to make a decision. I was like, okay, am I gonna go home and lose this job, or am I gonna stay and miss out on saying my final goodbye to her?
Right.
And God worked it out where I didn't lose my job and I was able to take a week of bereavement pay with pay.
Hmm.
So I realized then that, okay, if God can work this out for me, then who am I not to listen when he speaks to me and tell me, okay, it's okay to love yourself, but don't throw other people under the bus or don't
Right.
be an asshole
Right.
to anybody else doing so. You
Right.
can love yourself without hurting other people.
Right. But do
So
you
that,
think it would have been hurting people? I'm sorry, I keep cutting you.
no, you're good.
Do you think it would have been hurting people for you to say, okay, this is family, and y'all are not being, the way that y'all should be because I lost someone? Do you think it would have been hurting them if you would have just up and left?
And no, it wouldn't have hurt them. It'd
Oh,
hurt me because I had
yeah.
bills and rent and, all
Oh
this kind of
yeah.
stuff.
Oh
So
yeah.
it would have hurt me because I would have to find another job, and who knows how long that would have taken. I could have lost my apartment, stuff like that. So, I just had to use wisdom and just, know that it was God's voice speaking to me and pay
Absolutely.
attention to that and then implement those things into my life to change it because I lost people along the way, and some I don't really feel like was a loss. I just feel like they came into my life for a season and I learned from their time in my life, and I never had to see you again, and I'm good with that.
That's the more mature Kiki speaking. I love it. I love it.
Mhm.
I absolutely love it. So, what would you tell to others that are in a situation where they have to either choose to, because a lot of people get put in a situation where they have to choose to make their family happy and stay with their family, or have them upset and leave and live their life on their own without communicating with their family. What would you say to people like that?
First, I would say, if you have to leave the nest, and we all have to leave the nest at some point, just make
Hmm.
sure that you leave the nest with your bed made up instead of your room dirty, because
Okay.
then those people will welcome you back in with open arms and not be like, oh, here she go, nasty, don't like to clean up or whatever.
Hmm.
And that's
Hmm.
mind, body, and spirit. Like if your mind, your mental is not good, then that plays on someone else's mental. And if your heart
Hmm.
is not good, that plays on someone else. I mean, people always watching, whether we see them or not. People are always watching. So our actions should be like something that we take in consideration on a daily
Okay.
in
Hmm.
every scenario that we go through. So,
Hmm.
the practice of self-love, yeah, you love yourself enough to move on, but you also have to have that love of self to say, I need to make sure that what I'm leaving, I can always come back to.
Hmm.
If it
Okay, so if the family is disproving of you leaving and not accepting of you being, let's say, your age and being someone different than what you used to be when you're younger, how do you deal with that?
I mean, at some point you have to realize that you can't live your life because of family. You have to do what's best for you. And sometimes,
Hmm.
like I said, we have to go out, live our lives, and see what happens. We have to see what
So
happens.
if they're not accepting of you leaving, do you think you'll ever be able to go back?
It all depends on, we the love of self. You can you can become arrogant, or
Hmm.
you can become humble in that type of situation, because if you've always been looked at as, oh, well, she don't know what she's talking about, or no, this is what's best for you, or they making decisions for you on a daily or whatever, so you don't have a voice, or your voice is not being heard, then at some point you're going to start to yell and say, look, here I am, this is
Hmm.
what's going to happen. And a lot of people
Hmm.
are going to look and be like, who is that, where did they come from?
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
when you start to voice your opinion, yeah, you have some people that's not gonna like it, but at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you, regardless of if they like it or not. And
Hmm.
the people who love you the way that you love yourself, they'll be receptive of you coming back if you leave and need to.
Hmm.
Or they will be in your there, they will be a constant in your life. They will be there to help you
Hmm.
along the way if you should so happen to fall or whatever. But
Hmm.
how do you know if you'll fall if you don't give it a chance?
Exactly.
Yeah, you have to step out. You have to
Exactly.
step out of that comfort zone. And I'm not
Oh
all
yeah.
step out like, yeah. There was a quote that said, I don't even think about a box. Like, don't get put in a box, because boxes close you in and all of that kind of stuff. But don't even think about the box.
Hmm.
Like, don't even give that like a thought. I'm gonna go and take a chance and do this because
Right.
I love myself enough to be honest with myself. And then
Exactly.
if I get in a situation that is not serving me to the best of my ability, then it's okay to ask for help.
Exactly.
Don't just keep going and getting sucked and pulled and to the point where you just it's quicksand You making a step, but you're getting pulled back under every time you move around. So yeah, that's just
Okay, so right, it's I understand exactly what you're saying. So for okay, who what would you say? I'm gonna give you another scenario because I like to do scenarios.
okay.
I'm just that type of person. What would you what would you say to, let's say, a young girl turning 18, growing into herself, but she doesn't yet know how to love herself as well as she should, because she's seeing this on TV, she's hearing you should be this way in magazines, this is being one way. How what would you say to her to help her to make sure that she's maturing the way that she should be maturing?
I would tell her to do self-reflection every day,
Okay.
because self-reflection creates a bubble in a sense, so
Okay.
that you are protected from what society's standards are for what you
Okay.
should be like or what you should look like and all of this kind of stuff. So I think anybody, whether she's 18 or whatever, should be able to look in the mirror and say, you know what, I see you, I see you, I see you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because when you are able to see yourself, then what other people see in you, it reflects from what you see within yourself. And if those people
Exactly.
can't see what you see, those are not your people. And be okay
Exactly.
with that. Because not everybody's gonna like you. I don't want everybody
Perfectly
to
so.
like me. I mean, I'm not trying
Exactly.
I'm not trying to be friends with everybody, but
Exactly.
respect. You're gonna respect it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You're gonna respect it. So
Absolutely.
I would just tell her to, have self-reflection, because I can speak to it. If I could go back to 18 and I'm 43, and I would tell myself it's okay to wait, because I did a lot of things because friends did it, or somebody wanted me to do it, or it was what was going on at the moment and all this kind of stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I would tell my 18-year-old self it's okay to wait.
It's okay to be patient.
Yeah,
It's okay to not rush. Yeah,
absolutely.
I feel that. I feel that.
Yep.
Yeah. If I could go back to my 16-year-old self, I would teach myself, say, just be careful of the things you do.
Mm.
Be careful because I like before I contracted viral meningitis and encephalitis. Just be careful who you put your mouth on. Basically, that's what I would tell myself, because
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what people was doing. And I did not mean that in a vulgar way. So get your minds out the gutter.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Get it together, Tiffany.
Okay. I would just say you got a long life ahead of you. Just be careful who you associate with,
Mm.
and that means men.
Oh, and so
Boys can
that goes,
boys can be so slick.
yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that brings me to a question. Do you
Okay.
believe that your self-love can be tarnished because you have love for someone else?
I think so, because it has happened to me before.
Mm.
I believe so. I believe you put so much time and so much love on that guy, or girl, whoever
Mm.
whatever. You
Hey,
put so
whatever.
much time. You put
Mm-hmm.
so much time. You show them that you love them. You show them that you care. You get this. You get that, and you're doing so much for them to make them see how wonderful you are,
Mm.
how loving you are. You forget that, okay, well, I know I got to get up and do this and this and that, but when I get up, the first thing I want to do is call you.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that you got everything okay. But wait a minute, don't you think you need to say thank you? for waking up? Don't you think you need to brush your teeth first before you talk to somebody else? Don't you think you need a cup of coffee before you get sucked into that madness? I'm
Stop it.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Sometimes we be so in a hurry to, just make that, just make that person see like, I got so much love for you, but you ain't loving yourself. Because I want you to brush your teeth. Okay.
Wash your
I
face, brush your teeth.
exactly. Can we do some me time? Like 5 minutes.
Decided.
Exactly. But to answer your question, okay, I'm silly. But to answer your question, I think sometimes we do put so much into others that we don't
We forget about
we don't take.
ourselves.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, yes. I'm just saying,
Yes,
gotta get.
it happens. It happens every day. It happens. But what is the one takeaway message that you would want to leave our listeners to today when it comes to self-love, Tiffany?
Listen to your heart. They always say that our heart steers us in the wrong direction. But think about this. If your heart and your mind are aligned, then you're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. So listen to your heart. Follow your heart. Follow your dreams because God put dreams inside of you for a reason. And if He put those dreams inside of you, that means He wants you to do something with those dreams. So if your dream is to, be the first 19-year-old boy to fly a plane, you work hard so you can be that first 19-year-old boy to fly the plane.
Right.
If it's He puts it in your heart to be a loving person, and you want to have a family and you want to, create something of your own that you'll be happy about, you have to do the right steps. You have to pray for that. You have to make sure you're in the right place and right time for it, but you always have to be prepared for that. So my thing is follow your heart, follow your dreams. Don't let nobody step on them. You make sure you have a voice for yourself, just like we talked about, and stay focused.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. And thank you for kicking it with KeKe today. It has been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
It has been a pleasure. Uh,
I love it.
I would just add one other thing to that. Just make sure that you love yourself enough to know when someone else not loving you the way that you deserve to be loved.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
With that being said, you guys, thanks for watching Kicking It with KeKe. I'll be back with another episode. Make sure you guys tune in.
Thank you for inviting me.